Hi everyone, it's Meredith with Soul Navigation, and I absolutely love having you here with me. I am your evolutionary astrologer, and I have had my own astrology company called Soul Navigation for over 20 years. I love doing this work for you. Thank you for being a subscriber and for devouring all the videos on my channel. I've gotten such great feedback, and I love doing them for you. Today we're going to talk about the transits in December 2020. I also want to invite you to please go watch my video that I did a year ago in December 2019, where I predicted without predicting it. I predicted without saying it exactly, the coronavirus. And I talked about the last time we've had these transits and how it directly correlated to where we were standing 1 year ago. I cannot believe a whole year has gone by, but I want to tell you, this month there are 4 very loud crescendos. They're like massive sonic booms, and we are in a collective historical time right now. We are in a political and a cultural renaissance, and I want to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. But I want to prepare you. I want to show you the contradiction of energy. We have really beautiful things happening right now, and we also have a lot of tear down. One of the things that I noticed on YouTube with some astrologers that I have followed in the past myself is they are so filled with massive doom and gloom and anger, and they are actually quite hysterical, some of them. And I really want to create a warning label around that. There is some really hard stuff coming up, but there's also some beautiful stuff. And I want to help you raise your vibrational energy to the highest, best level that you can. Fill your whole body up with light and love and come from your very best place. So together we can be a part of the solution, not the problem. We can help heal the pains and the aches and the sufferings that are going on in the world. I basically want to share with you the truth, but also the blessings. So I hope you'll stick with me through this video, because I want to talk about these 4 crescendos, these 4 big, massive, game-changing, life-changing, oh my God, transits. You need to know about them, and I will correlate them to each of the signs. The first thing we need to do is we need to go back into time just a little bit, because I want you to understand the impasse that we are at. And we have not stood here before ourselves. We have not. The last time we stood here was January 7th, 1405. It was 615 years ago. Let me explain, because it's massive. I want to show you the chart, and in the chart you'll see that I want to show you the chart actually from 1405, and in the chart you'll see that Jupiter does conjunct Saturn in Aquarius, but it sits at 23 degrees, not 0 degrees. Right now we have it sitting at 0 degrees, and I'm going to give you the dates on that. But when Aquarius, Jupiter and Saturn, I should say when Saturn and Jupiter move into Aquarius at 0 degrees, that is the most potent, the most powerful degree that there is. You know, there are 30 degrees for every sign, and when something sits at 0, it has a pop, a boom, a bang. That's why I called it a sonic boom, and it is going to change your life, and it is going to change the world as we know it. The world is forever changing. Now, it's not all bad. I know change makes some people uncomfortable, but let's go back into time and see what it did at that time, and see how it correlates directly to the impasse that we are standing in right now. Stick with me. We know that in 1405, that was the start of a new beginning, because it ushered in a death and a rebirth. It was a true renaissance. In 1405, that is when the very last Constantine Emperor of Constantinople was born. And Constantinople, Byzantine, would be toppled by 1453. And that was the beginning of the Italian Renaissance, because it was the birth of the Roman Empire. Now, this was during medieval times, and it was such strict and oppressive Christianity. And it was loud, and Christianity was in your face, and it ruled the lands. Now, Saturn represents the old king, and Jupiter represents the new king. And Aquarius energy, because we're having Saturn and Jupiter at 0 degrees in Aquarius, Aquarius represents the advancement of society, of humanity, of the mind, and of culture. And this is where we're standing again. When the Turks toppled the Byzantine Empire or Constantinople, there was this mass migration into Italy. And that's what started this beautiful and glorious Italian Renaissance. And it was sort of out with the archaic and barbaric old and in with this new flourishing arts and science and innovation. If you think about it, Leonardo da Vinci, what a magnificent man, right? He was sort of a grandfather of the Italian Renaissance. Well, he was born in 1452. So there was this massively creative and innovative genius of a time. And that is literally where we're standing right now with new science, new innovation coming to much of the world. The world is going to become much more unified and one because the world is going to become so close and so connected because much of life will continue forever virtually and online. Not all of it, but much of it you will see. We are about to step into the age of Aquarius. And Aquarius rules technology. It rules the virtual world. It rules advanced technology, and it rules the higher octave mind. We are standing in a time of new science. We are standing in a time of massive, massive invention. Many of you will see a man or woman go to Mars. We are going to see in our lifetime probably private rocket ships, private flights to the moon. I mean, we are going to be moving so fast in our inventions that we will be forced to adapt to a new way of thinking, a new way of being, a new way of interacting. And it's going to require adapting. Those who can adapt to the new king, if you will, the new kingdom, the new ways. And those who can let go of the old archaic thinking and the old archaic laws that govern us. Those who can break free from and survive and thrive will do just that. What's tricky about this? What is tricky about this? There's this massive and potent square. That's a challenge aspect from the Aquarius Jupiter Saturn conjunction to Uranus in Taurus. And that stays in place through all of 2021 and most of 2022. So radical change, right? We don't get anything great for free. We don't get anything great if it comes easily. Good things require work, but I'm not a doomsdayer. And I know that there are beautiful, beautiful blessings in this for all of us. We're going to see not everybody likes this. We're going to see that the old powers in charge, the old hierarchical systems, the old authorities are going to try to destroy the new. They're going to try to destroy the progress that has been made. They are Saturnian. They are governed by Saturn, and they are afraid of these new innovative ways. So adaptability and being able to adapt and pivot in your own world at the smaller levels, you know, the mundane levels in your life and in the larger concepts of life is absolutely essential and key to your happiness. You must learn to adapt. You must learn to change. You must learn how to innovate your work, your life, and you must learn how to create new. Mark down these dates for December, and we're going to talk about them. December 7th, December 14th, December 21st, and December 29th. We're going to go through them. December 7th through December 17th. Saturn sits at that 29th degree. The 29th degree, if you follow my videos, if you've gone deeper into my work, you know that I go beyond sun sign astrology. Those degrees matter. If you've got a 0 degree, it is so dramatic. And if you have a 29 degree, it is so dramatic. So 0 is the birth and the creation, and it has the most explosive power. The 29th degree is the goodbye degree. It is the lost degree. It is when the energy falls asleep, dissipates, and is snuffed out. If you have 29 degrees in your chart, you were born when the energy was leaving. You were born into some moment of challenge in your life, and you grew yourself out of the challenges you faced. Just like roots from a tree, you know how they grow and they stretch and they get big. And if you don't give the tree too much water, it works so hard to grab the water, right? It just stretches and it can crack concrete, right? That's what the 29th degree is. It's in crisis. Now, a 0 degree is like a Kazemi. It's like an explosion. It's like, boom. It is the sonic boom. So we've got the 29th degree, the ending right before the birth of the new. So it gets snuffed out and then pops into the next sign at 0 degrees. And that's what's happening to Saturn. It's starting on December 7th through the 17th. Saturn is just sitting there like in a pot of boiling water at the 29th degree. And I'm going to promise you something. And I'm not going to be just negative, but I have to tell you the good and the bad and the ugly, right? And the beautiful, because that's who I am. When Saturn sits at the 29th degree, starting on December 7th, going through December 17th, this is a very, very hard time. This is one of the hardest times in our world. And you're going to see massive COVID. You're going to see deaths. You're going to see sadness. You're going to see melancholy. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more. And I also want you to know that if you were born on the very last day of Capricorn, Aries, Libra, or Cancer, this is sitting right on your soul, and this is massive. There's a massive, massive change. It's like a sonic boom on your soul. And it's not comfortable and it's not easy, but what is it asking you to do? Build yourself, grow yourself out of challenge. It's growing pieces of you. It's forcing you into innovation. It's forcing you to adapt. It's forcing you to change out your ways. It's forcing you to think differently. It's forcing you to go to a higher octave. We are entering the age of Aquarius right after the 17th of December. And I'm going to talk to you about it more, but I want to tell you how this is going to affect you. So if you were born on those last days, like January 21st, April 20th, 21st, right around there, give or take a couple days, July 21st or October 21st, give yourself extra love. Or if you know somebody who has those days for their birthdays, give them extra love, give them extra support, be the light in their life. And when I say light, I mean, yeah, be bright, but I mean, be lighthearted, be fun, be funny, because this can cause sadness and depression and confusion. The person can actually feel like maybe their soul is being snuffed out. It's not, it's just being birthed again, like the Italian Renaissance. It's advancing. It's advancing. It's going to this higher octave, this next level, this fifth dimension, this age of Aquarius. Also, I want to tell you at this time, between the 7th and the 17th, we can have skeletal problems. You can break bones and you can have skin problems too. Psoriasis, boils, dry skin, mosquito bites. Well, it's winter here. I'm just saying, you can have problems and skin irritations that are really, really bad. And backaches, you can break a femur. I mean, this is a time when you can really break a bone. So at this time between December 7th and 17th, the world can feel heavy and depressed. And so I'm saying change it out. Know that we are sort of metaphorically on our way to a funeral. And so we want to bring positivity, love, and hopefulness to this funeral, right? It's like we can feel between the 7th and the 17th like we've lost our smile, we've lost our joy. We feel a little bit of a sadness. I'll just tell you something cute about my own neighborhood. I wish I could show it to you. Maybe I'll show you pictures on Instagram, but I live in this really charming neighborhood. I love where I live. I just absolutely loved it. And I picked this place for my daughter because I love her dearly. And it's an enchanting place to live. And people here really get into the holidays and it's super cute. Well, every year people do their Christmas lights, like every fourth house or every fifth house. It's usually really cute. I'm telling you, it's only December 3rd, and like every single house is done up in giant, giant lights. Like every house is lit up. And I'm just thinking to myself, people are working extra hard to bring the light, to bring the joy, to bring the sweetness to the outside of their home, to the facade, if you will, to the face of their home, to brighten the face of their home. And it's just so moving. I go and jog around the neighborhood just to soak in the light. It's so enchanting. With Saturn at that 29 degrees, we can feel really financially limited right now. We can feel restricted. We can feel like people are trying to oppress us or suppress us or hold us down. We can feel depression sink into us. I also want to tell you that Saturn is oftentimes, not every astrologer sees Saturn as the father figure, but I do. A lot of astrologers, I'd say 50% of the astrologers see the sun as father, and 50% see Saturn as the father. I see Saturn as the father. It just works in the readings that I do, but I also take the sun into consideration for father. But when Saturn sits at the 29th degree, I can't help but to think of the 29th degree of Capricorn. Capricorn is the authority, Saturn is the father. So if you do have a strong dad in your life or a strong authority figure in your life, check in with them, be the light for them, because this is a struggling 29 degree challenge, 29 degree crisis, 29 degree Saturn, authority, father. This also is our government and our political leaders, our big business, our boss are in crisis right now between the 7th and the 17th. And they are scared. They are struggling. I mean, maybe with the holidays, they're doing well, but secretly inside, there's so much fear. So instead of buying into that fear and instead of buying into this message that I'm sending, change it, be different, bring the joy, bring the love, bring the light, bring the hope. Post something beautiful, change the energy, be a part of the 0 degree Aquarius, the innovative, creative, humanitarian for global society, for all mankind, which is going to happen which is going to happen in just a few days. We're going to talk about it. But I do want you to know that this is when our authority, our government, and our leaders are going through massive hardships and troubles. And don't be surprised if you see leaders lose their life or suffer terribly, just terribly. Don't be surprised if you see people in power lose their power and lose it in a horrific or extraordinary way. This is a time when you at home can just feel like your glass is half empty, and you can feel so pessimistic, like things are just not right now. And we can also feel like we have no fuel, we have no battery left in our tank. We can feel exhausted, tired, and it is a good time to rest and take your vitamins and get some sunshine. I live in Seattle, so it's hard to do. This is about as much sunshine as I get. So get some sunshine, take your vitamin D. Now, let me tell you, if you're born on the last day of Taurus or Scorpio, so that's around May 20th or 21st or November 20th or 21st, this can be so powerful for you. This is a time when you could channel just this great, massive power play for your life. And this can benefit you in a very quiet and subtle but strong way. So it's like a subtle strength. It's like a covert strength. It's like you have a battery pack or extra power in your life right now and in your energy right now. I want to ask you, are you a super supporter? Leave me a comment below and let me know if you're a super supporter. I absolutely love and cherish my super supporters. I love the community that we have put together, and you are the nicest, most lovely human beings I have ever met from around the world. And I am so thrilled and touched and moved by my super supporters. And if you're not, I really recommend you go check out my video and look at all the perks. You get so many perks for being a super supporter, and it's like 25 cents a day. It's barely anything, and you get my secret videos. So come join our little family over here, our little group, because it's just so awesome. It is incredible. And I just wanted to give a shout out to my super supporters and say, I love you dearly. Thank you. Okay, so that energy that I was talking about, Saturn at 29 degrees, is between the 7th and the 17th. But I also want you to mark your calendars for the 14th. And this is the new moon in Sagittarius. And this is a new beginning. And this is new visions, new philosophy, a new belief system is being born inside of you. This is a time to take in the big picture of your life. And what do you want to manifest? If you're a Sagittarius, a Leo, an Aquarius, or a Libra, or an Aries, this is such a great day for you to manifest. This is one of the most powerful days of the year left for you to manifest on. So this is a day, the new moon in Sag. And by the way, did you check out my new moon bundles? You've got to go buy your moon signs new moon bundle. And they're on my store at soulnavigation.com. And each one is handmade by my wonderful, wonderful Stacy Lyons. She is a reader here at Team Soul Navigation, and she's a medium. And we collaborated together and we made these. But they come with oils. This is Pisces. They smell heavenly. Oh my God, they smell heavenly. And you get your crystal. And this is how you're going to manifest. And I want you to check out my new moon ritual video. You are going to use this oil with this crystal, and you are going to manifest. You can find your own moon, the crystal for your own moon. We have all 12 signs, or you can buy them all and you can use the crystal of the new moon. So you would use this month, if for December 14th, you could use your own moon sign crystal, or you could use Sagittarius's crystal, because it is a Sagittarius new moon on December 14th. Now, December 14th is a mixed blessing, but the good inside that day is like pure gold. It is like 24 karat gold. It is so beneficial. It will benefit every single sign. There's a little bit of a hard part to the day, but again, we need challenges to create something great. But I want you to manifest, manifest, manifest with one of my new moon bundles, the crystal or the stone and the essential oil. You can watch my video on how to do it, or get your own. You can use rose quartz or just quartz. I like my stones because they represent the energy of the moon or of your moon, and they are the stone that represents the sign. And so they are extra potent and extra powerful. And with the oil or the little tonic elixir, it really lights up the energy and magnifies the intensity to be able to manifest a lot quicker. So December 14th is your manifestation day. It's the day where I really want you to write down what it is you wish for and you want, so you can change the negativity out for positivity. It's a very powerful day. When we look at the chart, and I've got the chart up right now, I'm looking at it, we've got two things. You can see that we've got Scorpio, Venus in Scorpio at 29 degrees. So I'm going to tell you, a lot of people are going to have a loss of love. They're going to feel a loss of money, Venus, and they're going to feel a loss of a loved one, a goodbye, a divorce, a saying goodbye, and or a death. And we can see that the COVID numbers are around 3,000 deaths a day. It's hard to even say in the United States. I don't know what they are worldwide, but they're really, really bad. But with Venus at 29 degrees Scorpio, I'm afraid that December 14th is going to have some losses in it. That's why I really, really want you to manifest. Manifest love and beauty and peace and light and harmony and joy and glee and world peace, personal peace. Really be grateful for what you do have. And when you step into your gratitude, and you don't look at the pieces that are missing, but you really focus on the things that you're grateful for, those thoughts, those appreciations, those small gratitudes will multiply and they will reshape your mind. And with us stepping into the higher octave of the mental process, it's very important that you focus on the positivity. But I do want to tell you that surrounding you, we're going to see sadness and losses with this Venus at 29 degrees Scorpio. The other thing that we see is Mars in Aries is moving into this square to Pluto. And with Mars and Pluto, we're going to talk about it in a minute more deeply, but this is a power struggle. And then this is a war for power. And this is a power play. And this is two very powerful combative forces at odds with one another. So be careful with your loved ones. Be tender, be kind, be willing to see life from a different perspective. You don't have to adopt it. You can just expand your own consciousness and listen and learn from others, just to have an open heart so you don't demolish others or get demolished in the process. This is a massive power struggle. You know, like people, the chart is complex. And like people, we can feel two opposing emotions at the exact same time, right? I can love something and be frustrated or hate something simultaneously. I can have a love-hate relationship with chocolate chip cookies, right? I love the way they taste. Oh, especially if they've got, pecans or walnuts in them. Oh, yummy. Especially if the chocolate chips are gooey and melty, right? And then I can hate how I feel after I've eaten the very thing that I love. Life is complex. People are complex. There's both good and bad. But these astrologers that just tell you that it's all horrible and it's all going to, HELL in a handbasket, it's just not true. I really want us to do sort of a collective prayer, a collective manifestation on December 14th. I want to show you one other aspect on the 14th, and that's this Venus sextiling Jupiter. Sextiling is a really positive aspect. It's a really cool aspect, and I like it better than a trine because you still kind of have to work for it. It's sort of like if you go for the 1 mile jog, you are going to lose the weight. You got to work for it. Where a trine is just like, you don't have to go for the jog. so you just can lose the weight. Or grandpa puts money in your bank account so you don't have to even have a job. And what happens then? Well, you become indolent, you become lazy, you don't develop a character, you don't develop a hunger to improve, you don't develop the ability to ever jog the mile and a half, right? And so you become flat, slovenly, lazy, bumbling through life with no purpose or direction. And ultimately, you end up being a vacant soul if you don't have to work for anything. And so that's what trines are. So trines are blessings. They're considered blessings, but it's just ease energy. Easy energy. A sextile means you got to put some quarters in the jukebox to make the song play. Now, it doesn't mean you have to bang it and it's broken. It's just do a little bit of work and there's payout. So we've got this Venus in sextile aspect to Jupiter. And so, and we also have that solar eclipse new moon in Sagittarius, which is bringing in a brand new vision, a brand new picture. Because it's in Sagittarius, the new moon, it's going to bring in new laws, new governance. It's going to bring in optimism and happiness. And that's on the 14th. With Venus sextiling Jupiter and the solar eclipse, you could find new love. You could find expansion of money. And this comes in handy when, remember, I was saying, we also are in a little bit of crisis between the 7th and the 17th with Saturn at the 29th degree. So we have two faces. We're playing with both heads and tails. We're on two different teams right now. So we have a lot of layers to this cake. Ask for what you want. Be grateful for the wishes that have already come true. Know that the seeds that you plant on the 14th, you should speak them as if they are already so. You should try to pour into the cells in your mind such enormous gratitude so it multiplies and it delivers back to you more to be grateful for. Focus on the things you have. Help a depressed friend get out of their funk on this day. I'd also like to ask you on the 14th to go for a walk, to breathe in the air, to go look outside at the stars and to soak in the beauty of the neighborhood or the trail or the environment or the land or the sunset or the ocean that you live near, and really soak in those beautiful, beautiful places. Let the environment envelop you in love. Even if you live in a place that doesn't feel, up to your standard, that's sort of subpar, find something to see and be grateful for. On December 17th, that's when Saturn moves out of Capricorn and into Aquarius. And on December 19th, that's when Jupiter moves out of Capricorn and into Aquarius. And this is enormous. And this is what I was talking about at the beginning. We are now officially standing in the birth of our Renaissance. Isn't that magnificent? Now that's going to start on December 19th, Pacific time here in Seattle, Washington. So you have to calculate the time for you. And December 19th and 20th, and let's look at the chart here. It's very, very powerful. It's a time of the death of the old. We will hear the death knell. And in with the new. On December 19th, we've got this 0 degrees Aquarius, and that is so, so powerful. But on the very next day, we now have the sun sitting at 29 degrees. So we're on a roller coaster. We are on an emotional roller coaster. And this is going to be goodbye to Sagittarius energy. And now we're going to move into, on December 21st, Capricorn energy. The energy is going to feel both innovative and exciting about our future. And it's also going to feel like we're slamming on the brakes. So it's going to be like, hurry up, we can't wait, and then wait. It's like the military. Hurry up and wait. Hurry up and wait. It's like now after the 21st, we're going to see that there's red tape, that we don't get to just, woo, celebrate like we want to. There's going to be a stop. And especially because we've got this Pluto Mars dance still. And remember, between the 7th and the 17th, we are going to see the fall of authority, the fall, the toppling, the crumbling, just like we saw Constantinople overrun by the Turks. And then we got the Italian Renaissance. So we will see the demise of the authority. We will see that there will be new kings, new queens, new authorities. That's what I mean by king. I'm really not that archaic. But we will see new top dogs, if you will, rise to power, and they will be more innovative minds. They will be more progressive minds. I'm not speaking politically. I just mean they are going to be advanced thinkers, but we are going to see a toppling of archaic and even barbaric laws and hierarchies, and a birth of a new, but not everybody's ready for it. Not everybody wants it. I mean, people do not like change. Let's keep going. One thing that I want to say is that wherever you have 0 degrees Aquarius, that is where your renaissance is happening. That's where you are going to innovate. So if you're Leo rising, you have that in your house of partnerships. If you are Aquarius rising, you have that innovation and that renaissance happening to your identity. Your whole life is going to change. So wherever you have this 0 degrees Aquarius and this 29 degrees Capricorn, it's basically in the same place because it's just 1 degree apart. That's where the new birth, the age of Aquarius, is happening. That's when we are moving out of being driven by material goods. And we are moving into the Aquarian energy of loving or valuing the intangibles. So we're moving out of how much money do I make? How big is my home? How many cars can I buy? I want a motorcycle, a boat, a car, a big house, a chandelier. And we're moving into, I want love. I want time. I want hopefulness. I want confidence. I want to do something that makes me feel that I benefit humanity. I want to help animals. I want to help the environment. I want to help the land. I want to get to know the people on the other side of the world that listen to different music, that wear different outfits, that have a different cultural background. I don't want to be afraid anymore. I want to create a unification. That's all Aquarius. Where do you have that in your chart? Do you have that in the 4th house of family? Is there a new renaissance coming to your family? Do you have that in the 5th house, your children, your self-expression, your creative expression? Do you have that in the 8th house? Are you having a renaissance around your sexuality, around investments made in you or investments that you make? Are you going to do sustainable investing rather than maybe, I don't know, buying a house and flipping it? Right? Maybe you're going to invest in the environment. Maybe you're going to invest in solar power. What about, do you have it in the 2nd house? Do you have this aspect in the 2nd house where it's going to rule your resources, your food, your money, your self-confidence? Are you going to have a renaissance around your self-worth? Do you have it in the 10th house? Your career. The 11th house, that's your friendships, your groups, and your organizations. Or the 9th house, that is a lot of things, but one of the things is global travel and understanding people, society, rules, laws, and it goes on and on. Or the 12th house, it is spirituality. I probably missed one. 6th house, your daily work, your daily duties. Let's talk about December 20th and December 21st. Wow. Neptune and the moon are in Pisces conjunct, which is so psychic and so dreamy. The veil is very thin. You're going to receive communication from God. We are going to see messages from our crossed over loved ones. Your ancestors will want to speak to you. This is a day that you can really communicate. This is a day where you take that crystal that you charged up, right? Look how beautiful this one is. And this one is for Pisces. I showed it to you earlier. Look at this. So gorgeous. If you want one of my new moon bundles. They're only $19. They're on my website. Go get yours. Go get your moon sign to start with. And you can buy all 12 of them if you really want. Then you have one for each moon. But this is so gorgeous. And on the 20th and 21st, I want you to sleep with this under your pillow, or I want you to hold on to it in your meditation. And I want you just to feel the vibration. I can already feel it. This is so gorgeous. I want you to have it, try to get your download of messages from your guardian angels, your spirit guides, your crossed over loved ones. Even your animals will communicate with you in a way that is psychic. This is the most psychic moon with Neptune on it in Pisces. This is a psychic sixth sense like you can't believe. Also, now on the 20th and 21st at that 0 degrees Aquarius, Aquarius is the higher octave of thinking and hearing and learning, the higher octave of the mind, right? And so with that, we are going to think and hear and learn in downloads of psychic information. You're going to see that there are more people that can easily tap into intuition and psychic abilities. Being psychic is going to be mainstream. I mean, it's going to be like the intuition collectively and individually is off the hook. And it starts with that Neptune moon in Pisces on the 20th and 21st with all that Aquarius, Jupiter and Saturn at 0 degrees. I mean, it is so much power. And if we put our minds to it, we can send this healing psychic energy to those who need it. We can actually access energy and give energy away that can truly heal others. Venus in Sag is sitting there in trine to Chiron. Look at that. It is so gorgeous. So your money, your love life, your physical and mental well-being wants to be healed. You might be a great healer for others. This is so beautiful and so gorgeous on the 20th and the 21st. Let's take a look at it. Your heart, your love life wants to be healed. Now, that doesn't mean your ex is always going to return to you, but you might see that you're going to get a better deal. You're going to up your game. You're going to get a partner that can help you heal. You're going to heal your broken heart. You might see the light, see the truth. With having come off of that solar eclipse, new moon in Sag. Sag is about the truth. Sag wants the truth. The truth is going to come out at this time. It's really, really powerful. So on December 21st, Jupiter conjuncts Saturn, and this date is so freaking important. It is so big. It is so important. And it's when everybody's talking about the great conjunction, right? And it's going to look in the sky. You have to go out and look at it. You're going to see these two planets together. And I pray that we get to see it here in Seattle because it's so cloudy. But if you live where the stars are clear, go out on the evening of December 21st and go look at it. And it will look like a great cross because it is going to illuminate. And it's the beginning of a 20-year cycle. So let's talk about it. It is also the same day as the winter solstice, and it's happening at that 0 degrees Aquarius, which is just massively huge because this happens about once every 2 decades. So about once every 20 years. So we are starting a 20-year cycle. And I don't know about you, but I'm old. And so this is for most of, or the rest of, the best part of my life. And this is ushering in the beginning of the age of Aquarius. So they meet about every 20 years in the same element, and they repeat this. And this is going to start a new, actually 200-year cycle, because we're going to get all these air conjunctions now. And so our lives are going to move a little bit more airy. So what does that mean? That means they're going to move fast. We are going to clip at the fastest rates we ever have. I mean, fast. I already look at the young kids. I look at the kids of my daughter's generation. They can text with a thumb. They are so quick. They are so fast. Right? I'm pretty fast. And this is not a small thing. And you're going to see life is going to clip so quickly. We're going to get a massive news headline. It's going to be over by 12 noon, and there's a different massive news headline. And then that's going to be over by 4 o'clock. And it's like, slow down, take time to savor your life, take time to grieve if you need to, time out if you have to, because you're going to see that the world after the 21st is going to pick up pace, and we are going to be in like a time lapse video. It's going to go, we're going to have so many experiences in a day. It's going to be crazy. But this is such a powerful time. And you're going to see that this is really going to lock in. This aspect is really going to lock in on Christmas Day. So if you are an Aquarius, if you are a Libra, and if you are a Gemini, you are an air sign, and you are perpetuating, or you're on the front lines of this innovative new lifestyle, this renaissance, if you will. And if you're a fire sign, Leo, Sag, or Aries, you also really push this forward. You really push this forward. Now I'm going to tell you, if you are a Taurus or an earth sign, you've got Uranus in harmony with your chart. So you too are going to be inside all of this innovation. And water signs benefit from Uranus in Taurus as well. And you're going to advance us emotionally, help us with our EQ, enlightenment, if you will. So every single sign is a part of this renaissance. Every single sign. Where do you have Taurus in your chart? Because that's where you're going to have radical breakthroughs. Tell me, leave me a comment below. Let me know. Share your story. What are you feeling? What are you going through? Capricorns, my heart just goes out to you. This whole last year has been about Capricorn. Now we're going to get stuck with Pluto in Capricorn for till 2024. So Capricorns, especially Capricorns towards the tail end, Capricorns that are close to that Aquarius cusp, are really going to start to feel kind of the hardship of change, if you will. So I want you to brace yourself, Capricorns, just for a little bit longer. After 2024, it gets so much more easy for you. I want to reiterate the positivity, okay? I invite you to go study what the Italian Renaissance looked like, and the flowering of art, the flowering of beauty like we had never experienced before. Everything before that was kind of rough cut. And the Renaissance, the Italian Renaissance, refined art and life and music and love and humanity in so many ways. We are stepping into a massive creative time. We are going to see crazy technology and things that we can't even imagine. We are going to see radical shifts around money and currency. We are going to see that technology is going to dominate like it has never dominated before. You think technology dominates now with the iPhone? Yeah, no, you just wait. You are going to see that there is less hierarchical order and more egalitarian order, where all people demand to be treated the same. And the person on the top and the person on the bottom are now both side by side. You're going to see that there will be a new face on governments all across the world. You are going to see that this is the birth of our future. We are not in a frozen, stuck time capsule right now. We are in an innovative, the most massively creative and futuristic energy we have ever experienced. We should be so excited that we get to share in this time together in truth. And you can go and listen to all those other astrologers. There's not a lot of them. There's like 2 or 3 that are just so doomsday, doom and gloom and fear and scare. Well, they're Saturnian and they can't innovate. I don't know why. It really bothers me because I believe love wins. I believe in love. I don't know if you've gotten to meet my team yet, but I have 6 people on Team Soul Navigation, and my requirement My biggest requirement was, yes, they had to have a true psychic gift, and they all do. I hope you've met them. They are amazing, amazing, amazing souls on this planet. But one of the things I said is I wanted to find people who lead with love, because I believe love wins, and I lead with love. And if you know me personally, you know that about me. And if you know me through just YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, I think you can also see that that's true. Leave me a comment below. Share your thoughts with me. Right now, we're going to see that humans on the planet create movements and collaborations and grassroots. And I'm not saying it isn't without strife, and it isn't without other, the Saturnian types who are just stuck in their own. And I don't mean Capricorns. I just mean people who are stuck in their systems and they can't adapt. They can't innovate. They can't think outside of the box. They can't move their bricks and mortar into a virtual reality. They can't adjust. They can't pivot. Those people, you're going to see that they're going to try to destroy the progress that the rest of the world, I'm not talking Americans, I'm talking mankind, that the rest of mankind is creating. They're still going to be riding a bicycle or walking when other people are going to be creating the airplane, right? That's a metaphor. But we're standing in the portal on the 21st, and we are moving through and birthing a whole new reality on the 21st. It's crazy. And we should be standing ready to receive, ready to innovate, ready to be a part of the magic and the magical solution. Now, one thing that's interesting when we're talking about these outer planets, changing signs, it doesn't happen boom. So if you don't feel anything on the 21st or the 24th, it's okay. It sometimes takes massive amounts of energy and time for it to unfold. You might not even feel this until later in 2021, but I am telling you, it is the seedling, it is the birth. So just like anybody who's been pregnant before, the very day you get pregnant, you don't feel it. You don't even feel it, right? It takes time to realize, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant. You can't feel the pregnancy happen internally. And so you can imagine it, you can hope for it, you can wish for it, but you don't actually feel the egg and the sperm connecting. So that's what's happening. We are starting the birth, and it might not be revealed to you, but you will see that we are going to move from gluttony. We are going to move out of greed. That is the shadow side of Capricorn. That is the shadow side of the 29th degree of Saturn in Capricorn, Saturn and Jupiter in Capricorn. And we're going to move into what's best for humanity, what's best for mankind, what's best for me and you. You don't look anything like me. I don't look anything like you, but I love you. I care about you. You've had a different life experience, but I want to know your experience, and I want to help you with your experience, and you want to help me, because we're going to operate at the soul level more so. Again, if you don't feel it on the 21st, I understand that. It takes time. It takes time to gestate. So we can see that there is an ending of a physical limitation or a preoccupation of the physical, and we are now starting to develop on the metaphysical plane, and we are going to step into our higher knowledge, and our psychic sense is going to be tapped. We're going to see a massive shift in energy around group working or think tanks. We are going to deepen our consciousness, and you are going to see that we are going to get the truth about alien life, UFOs, outer space, other galaxies, other galactical creatures, if you will, non-humans. It's coming out. And a lot of people are going to be afraid of that. And a lot of people are going to be very interested in that. But we are going to start to see the truth. Here, probably in 2021, we will start to get a drip, 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 drip of the truth. So Jupiter governs laws and values and travel. And so we're going to astro travel, but we're also going to see that there's massive change around the way we govern, around the laws that we implement, around our societal values, and around the way we travel. Saturn is strict and it governs our rules and regulations. And so both of these are massively changing and being innovated. What is so interesting is on the 21st, we have the Sun and Mercury at 0 degrees Capricorn that day, and that is also the winter solstice, which is a very, very powerful time. The cardinal energies always bring in those four corners, the equinox, the solstice, and this cardinal energy in Capricorn at 0 degrees, brings in that winter solstice. And the Pisces moon conjunct Chiron is here to heal deep emotional and financial wounds, as we talked about. But there's a shift to really unite. There's a shift to collaborate right now. And I want to tell you to be the energy that you most want to attract into your life. I feel like I want to get closer to you. I want to attract good energy into my life, and I want to snuggle in with you. I also want to tell you that if you're a subscriber, thank you so much for being part of this community. You really enrich my life, and I love reading your comments. I can't always answer all of them, but I read them all, and I really do try to do my best. It takes hours upon hours to answer them all, but I love reading what you write. And I want you to share your experiences down below, because we all learn from each other, and I really value what it is you say. And thank you so much for being a subscriber. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and ring the bell, because I do lives, and you'll get a notification. And I want you to be a part of my lives where you can ask about your own chart. And I have, for my super supporters, if you're in that membership, I have private lives for them, which is always really, really exciting because there's fewer people, so we get to go a little bit deeper. But what do I want to talk about? Well, I spent a lot of time on the 21st and the winter solstice, and what a powerful day that is. But I want to talk about on December 23rd, Mars is in that exact square. We're going to feel it, but it's in that exact square. Mars squares Pluto. And I think this is going to be a little bit hard. This is right before Christmas. And with that Mars squaring Pluto, and there's also that Aries moon squaring Pluto. I don't like the moon and Pluto touching. I don't like them having any kinds of conversations, to be honest with you. I mean, maybe a trine, but I don't even really like that. But I don't like them talking to each other. That's just me. That's just me. But because we have Aries and Aries moon and an Aries Mars, and it's all in challenge aspect to Pluto, it's combative. It's a combative time, and we're going to see structures in these old rules and these old power plays crumble, or there's going to be at odds and a little bit of a war. And it sounds weird because it's December 23rd, which is usually a more peaceful time, but this is a very, very, very complicated day. This is a hard time. This is a combative time. This is a day of frustration. This is a day of sadness. And because this is the last aspect, Mars and Pluto have been doing this hard dance all year, and this is the third and final. So Mars is exhausted because it was retrograde. It was like put into a straitjacket, right? It was like this Olympic runner or swimmer, this Michael Phelps, that just had its hands tied, and it was put into a straitjacket when it was in retrograde. You're going to see that there are power plays. There's going to be problems. There is going to be death being ushered in, and people are going to lose their loved ones right before Christmas. And I'm sorry to say that, and I pray to God it's not you. Please let me know if you've struggled. Please let me know if you've lost somebody this year. My heart goes out to you. I don't even want to think of it, but I do want to help love you through it. Now, I think it's going to be tricky and tough and complicated until we get to the spring equinox, and that's around the end of March. But right now, let me just tell you, on December 23rd, this is the third and final harsh aspect between Pluto and Mars. And it's like we're finishing up this war, thank God. It's like, but there's a lot of frustration, and it's combustible. And this is a time when people will demand and command change. It's like game over. We're going to see something is finally put to rest. It's finished, it's done. And it's like, you know, the last battle of the big war. Like we've had battle after battle after battle. Now, I'm not saying COVID goes away right now. It doesn't. But I think we have solutions and remedies that are starting to brew to be put in place to help mitigate COVID. Mars does not totally shake loose of this combat really until March, but around January 6th, we're going to start seeing a rumbling of changes. Pluto is COVID, and Mars is the fight against it. And we're like rounding the corner. We can see the light way over there, but we're not out of the woods yet. On December 25th, Mercury is in this really positive aspect to Uranus, and this opens up our minds to new possibilities. And for you, you might really be creative on this day where you might make new discoveries. You might decide that you really do want to change aspects of your life. You are really stimulated with all your senses, your sight, your smell, your taste. And there's an awakening on this day, to be honest with you. And you might have really vivid, powerful dreams on this night. This is when your psychic sense can be enhanced. And that's when I want you to use your crystal, because your crystal acts like a battery pack, if you will. At this time, this is a month where you're going to, maybe even on Christmas, think about or talk about what is the meaning of your life? Who do you want to bring peace and love and happiness to? And who do you want to be in this world? And what kind of helpfulness do you want to offer? Do you want to become a humanitarian? Do you want to help animals, small children, special needs kids, minorities? Do you want to help grassroots organizations? Do you want to be a part of politics or not be? In which capacity do you want to help advance this world? That's what you will be asking right around Christmas. So we've got one more day to talk about, and that's the 29th. And that is where the full moon is in Cancer around 7 p.m. Pacific time. And it comes at perfect timing to close out this massive year. This year was so brutal, so harsh, so hard. I am so sorry for anybody who suffered. I suffered terribly, just terribly. I had major loss in my life in January, and I've talked about it quite a bit in my videos, so maybe you already know, but I just I don't know if I can repair the hole in my heart. I try every day. And the 29th like closes this chapter for us, and it gives us new hope. We are not yet writing the next chapter, writing as in authoring, but we're getting our ideas together, and by the spring equinox, we will. But when the full moon is in Cancer and the sun is in Capricorn, this is about big business and family, and saying goodbye to the ways in which we operated in both. So we're being asked to release our attachments to the money and the material world of Capricorn, and now shift into deeper love, deeper emotions, the intangibles, where hope and love and confidence and joy and glee and euphoria and happiness manifest from. And it doesn't come from cars and houses and ski boats and skis. It doesn't. It could come from adventures, but it doesn't come from things. And Capricorn can get, the shadow side of Capricorn can get addicted to materialism, material wealth. And so now we're shifting, and we're asking, how do I want to be remembered? What kind of legacy do I want to create? And what kind of intangible things do I want to leave behind? And so you'll see that around the 29th, we're going to step into a big shift around manifesting, gaining, growing, nurturing, and fostering in ourselves and in others confidence and light. And family is the most important thing. You're going to feel like your shift really moves into family. You might step away from your workaholic ways and just want to invest in your family. You may need to leave a dead end job. Remember, full moons are goodbyes. You might have to separate or say goodbye to a family member at this time. You might need more space or distance from your family or your job. Your job might be going nowhere. You might get laid off. Don't get discouraged. There's something better. Right after, towards the end of March, there's something better coming. Maybe your home is too big and you want to downsize. Maybe you're in a project that's just literally going nowhere. Right now, you're going to see that there's momentum and there's a movement and there's a cause to step into things that breed love, that breed hope, and that breed deep, deep emotional connection. You are going to let go of your superficial relationships that didn't survive COVID. And I don't mean these people died. I mean the relationship and the connection withered. It didn't sustain the space that you had to take during COVID. That's okay. You're gonna recreate this part of your life. I want to give you a special bonus track here. Okay. The special bonus track is this. I want to talk about January 6th. It's a really hard day. Mars is at 29 degrees and it's creeping up on that Uranus. And that Uranus is at 6 degrees. And so they're pretty close. But 6 degrees Taurus, I should say. And it's an unpredictable time. And it's just flat out weird. It's wonky, it's weird, it's twisted, it's unpredictable, it's kind of horrible because we don't know who to trust. We don't know if we can trust. I pray to God that there isn't a horrific accident of some sort. And I don't want to even say that to make it happen, but this is a day of accidents happening out of the blue, or maybe not accidents, but of crimes, if you will, crimes of malice, of pain, of hurt. And I'm going to be wearing my love quartz necklace. Did you guys see all my necklaces? My God, get yours. Get the peace necklace. It's so beautiful. It's right here. Did you see my aura quartz necklaces? This is the peace charm. It brings tranquility and world peace. It is so beautiful. Look at how gorgeous that is. My clear quartz, aura quartz necklaces made by the amazing Dawn Wonder. Go shop in my shop, soulnavigation.com. You can shop in my shop, but I'm going to be wearing my love necklace and my miracle necklace. This one brings in a miracle. I will be using these in the new moon too. Look how beautiful this is. Is that not the most gorgeous thing? We only have like one left of these, so this color is like probably gone by the time the video gets made, but I've got my true love on, and sometimes I just hold on to it, and I really can feel the vibration of love just palpitate when I wear my true love. This one isn't that beautiful? Anyways, you can get your aura quartz necklace on my store if you want one. I wanted to tell you about that, but that's just a sidebar. What I really want to say is that the energy is flat out wonky and weird between January 6th and January 19th, when it's at an exact conjunction, and that's Mars and Uranus. Okay, Uranus is like lightning strikes. It is uncomfortable. It can bring in madness. It can bring in genius. It can bring in accidents when it's with Mars, and it can bring in malice and hardships and unexpected awful things. And so it is exact on the 20th and the 21st. And that's when Mars and the moon and Uranus all come together, and in Taurus energy, and they create kind of a grenade of energy. It's like an explosive, emotional, hard energy. And so I want you to brace yourself for January. I'm going to do a video for January, but I want you to expect that even though we have some really good days in December, we've planted seeds. But just like you can't see, the moment when the egg and the sperm, created the birth. It's going to take a while for it to gestate, and January is just a roller coaster of a month. And if you are a Taurus, gosh, please write to me below and let me know. If you are born on the first 10 days of Taurus, or the first 10 days of Scorpio, or the first 10 days of Aquarius, or the first 10 days of Leo, this radical energy is really going to shake things up for you. Now, it can be quite positive. It really can be in your personal life. It can bring in magnificent change, but I guarantee you, if you're born on the first 10 days of one of those signs, there is something really being shaken up in your world and in your life, and it could be quite brilliant and innovative and could progress you to the next level. It can also come with a lot of sweat equity, hardship, and unexpected turbulence. That's how I would like to talk about that aspect. So that's, pretty much all of January, but it's like the 6th and then the 20th and the 21st. It is just massively rocky. And by the way, that is the inauguration day for the new president to take over in the United States. And so I am concerned about it. I am worried about it. But if we work together to be the light and to stay calm, happy, peaceful, and spread love and light, we can win. And we are stepping into a new renaissance. And renaissances are not born without strife and without facing challenges head on. I hope so much you like this video. I hope you got something out of it. I love giving my heart and soul to you, sharing myself with you, and thank you for being a part of this community, being a subscriber, being a super supporter. I just adore everybody who has subscribed and who has become a part of my community through my super supporter. If you want to book a reading, go check out my readers. They're absolutely beyond amazing, talented, and accurate. We have psychic mediums, a pet communicator, just plain old psychic readers, tarot card readers, professional astrologers. You'll love them all. I hope you know them. Have you had a reading with anybody at Team Soul Navigation? If so, leave me a note below. And I just want you to take good care of yourself and your loved ones, and know that I'm rooting you on and I'm in your corner. From my home to yours. Bye for now.